October 7th, 2016. Guys, I just was watching some reports about Jacksonville, and a lot of people are refusing to evacuate that area. And guys, I'm going to tell you a story about Perdido, Florida, and Hurricane Ivan. Perdido is where I'm at. That's where I keep my boat at. It's between Gulf Shores, Orange Beach area, and Pensacola, right in a cove. But guys, Jacksonville could get major wave heights on top of a storm surge, and it's a low-lying area. If you remember Hurricane Sandy, we had a 9-foot surge, guys, up in the New York area. This is an 11-foot surge plus wave heights, and wave heights have been measured over 20 feet in front of the storm. This is the other storm, Nicole, now a Cat 2. These things could merge before this is said and done. We'll look at that at the end of the video. Back to Perdido and Hurricane Ivan. Guys, the destruction is still visible there after all of these years. Many houses have never been rebuilt. They're still cleared lots. But the true horror was that the people that stayed in that area, many were hauled out in body bags. Many were never identified. There were 18-wheelers backed up down here, guys, with free refrigerated trailers. And they were stacking bodies in these trailers, not identified, and hauled out. That was the end of it. Jacksonville, don't be a statistic like this. And I know it's an exciting type thing to watch the news coverage and the reports and things like that until someone you that's very close to you is drowning. And many people fear the wind, which it is powerful. You're dealing with 120 plus mile an hour winds, but 9 out of 10 people in a hurricane are killed by water. Now, this thing is south of Jacksonville right now. You don't have a lot of time because it's now increased its forward speed to 13 miles an hour. These are the projected models. You've got 2 that go inland in Georgia and go up the East Coast. You've got 1, which is the GFDL, that goes into the North Atlantic. The other 5 are looping. 2 are looping back to the Bahamas, which just took a devastating blow. Now, across the peninsula, right there, see that yellow and blue lines on the Gulf side of Florida? You've got tropical storm warnings and tropical storm watches. Now, as it moves up, I don't think that will spread into the Panhandle if the track stays the same. If this thing turns west, though, that would change the Panhandle weather. But here we are, just off of Orlando, down around Cape Canaveral now. Jacksonville, you don't have much time. Look at this. You got 22-foot seas on buoys there, 12 there, 29. And then that's the wave height. That will push the storm surge in, and then you're going to have 11 feet above the ground of water. Now, the cornice of your house is probably around 9 feet. Then you're going to have waves on top of that, second floor waves, if you're in these low-lying areas, if it does exactly what they're saying it's going to do. Now, it's not about really the track, because we've been doing that for over a week as we watched it come off the tip of Africa, and I called it a monster storm then. But this thing is not over. Look at this. By Friday, both storms are merging, Nicole and Matthew, as Matthew loops back around. And Nicole is stalling out right now at almost 0 miles an hour. And they're doing this dance. It's I've never seen anything like this, but it's been a year or 2 of record weather. But here's my warning. Jacksonville, low-lying areas on the Georgia coast, because you're in the curve and it's going to push this into you, and you're going to be in the top quadrant of a counterclockwise rotation. Think about that. That's going to push everything inland into the rivers. Charleston, again, you've got 3 rivers. You've got a bay there. You're just a few feet above sea level. I'm sure they're going to close the bridges after you get to tropical storm winds at about 29 miles an hour, I think. So you're going to be stuck. And they're not coming back out to rescue anybody until the storm is over. But Jacksonville, Florida, 11 foot. You're the highest level of storm surge on the map right now. And if you guys think the storm is playing, you're very wrong. This is a heads up. We're watching it. Be safe.